It's interesting, right? Because you could say these are kind of like marketing 101 basics, right? I mean, understand your customer, identify your ideal customer profile. But I want to ask your opinion about this because everybody who comes on, every C-suite executive comes on the podcast. I ask them the question, what are your greatest challenges to creating long-term sustainable growth? The top three answers are always internal challenges. The number one is lack of internal alignment. ICP alignment is one of those. The second one is a lack of a true understanding of the voice of the customer. Well, who has control of that? We do. And the third one was the balance between long term and short term. But when I started asking this question, it blew me away because typically you think of challenges as you point outside, and it's like the market conditions or a brand new competitor or, we like to blame, right? Like when you talk to sales, why that deal didn't go down, like well, it wasn't us, right? It was out. But as C-suite executives answering that question, we have control over the greatest things that determine our success. And the things that you're talking about here are not things that should be taken lightly. That's what I wanted to make the point here. And so, like voice of the customer, you said there's nothing more important. How do you operationalize voice of the customer? And I'm going to throw a curveball into your answer here. All right. Because we definitely have conversations in sales and customer success and product. But at the same time, those conversations in sales have a shield up between them, right? You're being sold to. We're not exactly having this kind of conversation that's like really deep and really understanding the broad range that they see as their challenges. And I'm not talking about your organization, but across B2B, the sales reps talk 2/3 to 3/4 of the time. So when the prospect talks, they're usually reflecting back on what the salesperson was that dominated the conversation. You would never say, I'm going to devise a voice of the customer program and I'm going to run it through sales, right? That they just have a different mantra. And customer success, their job is to put out fires, ask questions, and cross-sell and upsell, right? They are a sales organization. Product is really focused on features. And so here's my question to you. And I know part of your answer because you talked about the importance of one-on-one conversations before, but how do you get the true voice of the customer? And how do you operationalize that as a part of the business?
Yeah, it is a challenge. It is something which we should all try to solve for. It's a challenge, and I'm very optimistic with the new AI and the tools and all the enablement around all the technologies. Those silos can be further broken. The way I have approached getting voice of the customer is in an absence of having a streamlined process or streamlined one place to look at everything. Salesforce is a great tool. You can get a lot about your customer and a prospect information, etc. Creating more of a process on top of your existing org structures or functions. So having a cadence to get the sales insights back, having a more structured information to get a customer insight from a sales is an effort. It won't come organically. The would I do like some of the things like, hey, every couple of months we have a cadence to get all the recordings out there. We run through our Copilot and other tools to get like what are the themes? Oh, is everyone talking about our pricing? Is everyone talking about our great features? Is there a timing issue? Let's look at some of the themes because if you just try to look from the lens of, yeah, over the period of time, sales is having the most volume of conversations, right? They give you the best insights. That should streamline your product development strategy, also your marketing communication strategy, or any major pivots you need to do in terms of pricing, packaging, and anything should come from those conversations. Applying the same lens on having a cadence to get the same information back from your other end of the funnel, which is customer service. We look at the same way our customer conversations. And a lot of times, it's every organization. A lot of times they come as fires. I think we should, of course, put down the fires, but also have a process, which could be quarterly, which could be monthly, to get all those conversations out and do that same analysis. What are the themes in the last quarter from all of these customer service conversations? And make sure you are deploying that into your strategic planning. And then marketing and product, we all do surveys or do advisory boards or do customer listening sessions. Take that big piece of data. You have to triangulate some of this to create strategies. But if you pick or choose or leave one, you're not doing the right service to the organization in building the right product or building the right longer term strategy. You have to do all of this. It's a commitment to make sure everyone is aware of what are all these conversations in the organization. How many advisory boards do you have? How many customer surveys do you do? How many NPS surveys do you do? Make this data available. Don't try to hoard the data with one department. Make this available, make this part of your strategic planning, make this part of your annual planning or a 5-year planning, but start from that perspective.